Welcome back. I'm just talking to my lovely guest, Josh Rom from the Sun's Showbiz team, and there's always so much to talk about when Josh arrives in the studio. Loads and loads of showbiz stories.
There really
all
is.
fizzing around the firmament right now. So let's start with the first one. Have you got tickets to see Beyonce?
I haven't, because I'm not an O2 priority customer.
Oh, shame.
And it's only the pre-sale that's been opened.
Oh, shame.
And, I mean, but to be fair, do I really want to spend £2,400 on a priority VIP package?
Gosh.
Not really. You know, the standard ticket comes at a modest, like something like £59
Right.
or thereabouts. But then some VIP packages go up to £400. Then for the real VIP packages, right at the front, guaranteed seats and priority lounges and all of that stuff, £2,500.
Boy, wow. That's a lot of money.
Bearing in mind, this is the same Beyonce that asked people or advertised people to leave their jobs in her latest single, or one of her singles from the Renaissance album called Break My Soul.
And what does she mean? Leave your job and do what?
Like, you become freer as a person.
Just free yourself
rather than people breaking your soul in a career or whatever, leave your job. So,
and this is the Beyonce who got paid how much for that gig at the Atlantis Hotel?
I mean, millions.
28 million,
millions.
was it? $28 million or something
I think
for
it
one gig?
For one gig at the Atlantis, and this tour is expecting to earn her over 200, maybe even 290, nearly $300 million. That's what Variety in the US are also saying.
I have seen her perform live once. I think it was at the O2. It's quite some time ago. Yeah. Actually, I also saw her with Destiny's Child.
Oh, that would have been
in Finsbury Park.
Ago.
In Finsbury Park, live in Finsbury Park.
Well, how was that?
Absolutely superb.
Because I mean, I love Destiny's Child. They're iconic.
But she was the standout star by miles.
Oh no, of course.
She left the other two standing. I mean, nobody said that she was going to have a solo career, but there was no way she couldn't. She was just extraordinary.
Yeah, I mean,
beautiful.
Michelle and Kelly are great, but Beyonce was the top. But
absolutely,
you know, when we look at Renaissance, this album, it's certified gold in this country, certified platinum in the US. It's been nominated for 2 Grammy Awards. So, you know, Beyonce very much, she's been in the game for years, still very much in demand. And the fact that fans are still clamouring for these tickets and the ticket prices.
If you said to me, Vanessa, you've got a choice, you can go and see Adele or you can go and see Beyonce, both free. Which of the two would I choose? Absolutely, hands down, Beyonce.
I mean, listen, I went to see Adele in Hyde Park when she played at BST.
And
fantastic show, such a beautiful showman. Like she's great. She looks phenomenal. She also has a real rapport with the audience as well. She likes talking to them on a very intimate, personal level. But Adele also, most of her repertoire, power ballads. Beyonce has showstoppers. She's
got everything, and also she can move and she can dance.
Oh, exactly.
Exquisite.
And this is the thing. This is her first tour since 2018, when she previously went on tour with Jay-Z. So this isn't just a beautiful icon going on tour. No, this is going to be a huge music
well, you're really
event.
selling me a ticket. I'm going to start saying I'm going to start putting 50p
Well, there's also
in
Madonna
a
to look
bottle.
forward to as well.
Oh gosh,
Madonna's also going on tour. This is the thing. We've had a pandemic with tours being cancelled left, right, and centre. We never got the Pussycat Dolls, and now what have we got? Beyonce and Madonna all at once.
Oh my! All I need is Barbra Streisand, and my cup runneth over. Right now, the Oscars controversy. This is one that's quite hard to keep track of, isn't it? This is the Andrea Riseborough Oscars controversy. Now, Andrea Riseborough might be someone that our lovely listeners haven't even heard of. She's a good actress, but she's hardly kind of, tier one.
No, absolutely not.
A-lister,
and the thing is, our lovely listeners and the vibrant viewers, if they wouldn't have heard of her, well, the US certainly wouldn't have heard of her. Like, yes, she is having a bit of a moment at the moment. She's been in Matilda, the musical, alongside Dame Emma Thompson and Stephen Graham. She was also in Amsterdam with Rami Malek and Margot Robbie and Christian Bale. So she is having that kind of big moment at the moment where she is ascending towards the A-list. But her performance that she's been nominated for in To Leslie, the film banked not even $30,000 at the time of her nomination.
Wow, that's feeble, isn't it?
I mean, forget feeble.
That means no one went to see it in the whole world. No one ever bothered seeing it.
Exactly. That's like a couple of cinemas down the road are showing it practically a couple of times a day.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. That's why it took everyone by surprise. She didn't get a Golden Globe nomination. She didn't get a BAFTA nomination. She didn't get a Critics' Choice Award nomination either, which is kind of deemed the traditional route to Oscar stardom. So when she was all of a sudden when she got this surprise nomination, beating out the likes of Danielle Deadwyler and Till and Viola Davis and The Woman King, it caught Hollywood by surprise, to say the very least.
But it's also true to say, isn't it, that A-listers were enlisted to get her there.
Absolutely.
It wasn't just somebody,
So
Mrs. Goldberg saw the film and said it was good.
So
it's
the likes
not
of likes of Gwyneth Paltrow, Charlize Theron, Edward Norton have all been hosting private screenings of this film, have all been kind of advertising this on social media.
Do you know anything about the story of the film? What's it about? I mean, obviously, I haven't seen it.
It's about an alcoholic lottery winner who squanders her fortune. So it's got a very interesting plot line. She has got very much wide critical acclaim for her performance in this. But what the Academy did, because they launched a review, because they thought some of the film's campaign tactics, some of the social media outreach kind of broke Academy rules about solicitation. And that's what kind of the big controversy was over, the fact that she might have had her nomination rescinded by the Academy. So there were a couple of social media posts posted to the film's official social media pages that used critics' quotes that compared her performance to Cate Blanchett's performance. That's not allowed with Academy rules and regulations when it comes to campaigning for the Oscars. But what the Academy have said, they've said, we're not rescinding the nomination. The tactics have caused concern, but not to the level where a nomination could get rescinded by it. And they're speaking to the responsible partners directly. Now, it's important to say, Andrea hasn't actually been accused of any wrongdoing when it comes to this scandal.
None of this is her fault, is it?
None of this is her fault.
No.
And actually, I think it's a real shame for her, because what was supposed to be a huge moment of a star rising to the very top echelons of pop culture has been marred in utter controversy.
Yes, poor thing. I mean, if she got nominated, I'm sure she was pleased, but it wasn't her doing and her engineering of it. So it does seem to be a heck of a story. We'll have to watch. Actually, that'd be astounding if she won, wouldn't it?
It would be. As I've said on the show before, I don't think it's going to be her. I think it's between Michelle Yeoh for Everything Everywhere All at Once and your favourite, Cate Blanchett.
And as I've said on the show, what an agonisingly ghastly film that was. Excellent performance by Cate Blanchett, but what a hellish film.
Like
Talking about Tar, absolutely ghastly. Right. Let's talk about Happy Valley, which has become almost a religion for people. And I hear coach tours are going to the area, and people are making pilgrimages to see where it's filmed. Sarah Lancashire's pretty much, going to be the next queen. People are so absolutely in love with her and have loved her ever since she was playing Rochelle in Coronation Street. I mean, it's a big deal, this one, isn't it?
It's a huge deal,
success
but
for the
also
BBC.
Sarah Lancashire has always been a massive star anyway.
Yes.
Like, people loved her in Coronation Street. But it's actually, there was a story that came out in The Sun this week that house prices in Halifax, in the Calder Valley area where the series has been filmed, have absolutely skyrocketed. This area has become almost like it's exactly what you said, not just a tourist destination, almost like a pilgrimage for fans of the BBC series. But yes, it's Sunday night, BBC One, 9 p.m. I believe. This is going to be the finale. Obviously, when there's a show like this that has 8 million people tuning in week on week, it's very highly anticipated. There are obviously going to be questions of, is there going to be another series?
That's what I was going to ask you. I thought you would know that.
There's not. So the creator and Sarah Lancashire have said that there's not going to be another series of the show. And they've said there's going to be a definitive ending to the series. So no cliffhangers. We're not going to be expecting any cliffhangers. The series has a very frantic pace, but a definitive ending. What does that mean? Can Catherine Kaywood and Tommy Lee Royce both come out of this alive? We'll wait and see. Will Tommy escape the country with his son Ryan, played by Reese Connor? Who knows?
Can we wait? Can we wait till Sunday evening? I don't think we can wait. This is just to say, the BBC bins Autumn Watch. I've already had a critic on the show saying this is a terrible mistake, and this is the interior of the BBC killing itself from within, and just a terrible, terrible error. Your views?
Well, listen, we all know how much the BBC likes to axe national treasures, like sitting in front of me
I
here.
jumped ship. I was fearing I might be, so I got out of there nice and quickly, and they didn't get the chance to do it to me, but they've done it to, some very close friends of mine.
Yes,
including Paul O'Grady, including Steve Wright. I mean, and Ken Bruce. Who knows? Whether he felt he better jump before he was shoved. You just don't know.
And Talk Radio and Talk TV is becoming the new destination for proper free speech and true common sense. And this is what we like to hear.
A colleague and friend. Josh Rom, thank you very much indeed. Have a wonderful weekend. We're going to be straight back. What with? Cocktails. Hooray!